So we're in Manchester at Jamie Moore's gym. There's people working on the bags over there. The sparring just about to take place in the ring. It's really action-packed. We're going to talk about the heavyweight division. What happened the other weekend with Anthony Joshua? He gets beat. It's a big surprise, big shock. Barry, what went wrong?
Well, we've heard a million rumours, and who knows? I think there was always little cracks in the makeup, to be honest. But because he's been winning, and winning well, let's be honest, that they get papered over, and you sort of don't even really focus on it or analyse his problems. So I think that roll underneath with the left hook is something that I think has been exploited a little bit before. And I just think he struggled with the speed. Were there problems with the build-up? I think Steve Bunce mentioned something, and he summed it up, that all the pressures I think he's used to the pressures of marketing a fight and selling himself, and he's been great at that. But the fact, before that guy walks out the door, he has to check what trainers he has on, who makes the tracksuit, what watch he's wearing, what cap, what headphones he's got on. I think all those things constantly in his life, I think they take something to detract something from you. And I think maybe just the overall and being away from home for the first time, that might have like helped and compounded with the pressure. But ultimately, Andy Ruiz got up from a good shot, a really good shot, and closed the gap quick. I think that was.
Well, that's my next question. Did Anthony Joshua take him too lightly?
I don't believe he took him too lightly, but Andy Ruiz boxed a brilliant fight.
Yeah.
Brilliant fight. He done so many things well. Like, he went to the body very well. But you know, looking at these top 10, Joseph, look at Andy Ruiz Jr.'s record. He's lost one fight to Joseph Parker. The fight, people who've seen that, a lot of people thought he could have got the decision. Right. So if he did, he'd now be 34, but 35 I know now.
It just goes to show you that you can never judge a book by the cover, can you? Because to look at him, he doesn't look...
Physically, yeah.
But unbelievable performance.
What makes it worse is that Anthony Joshua is like a god. He's full of muscle. He's just a perfect specimen, isn't he?
Man.
Yeah, and then you've got that, and a guy there who looks totally out of shape. But it just shows that one's an athlete, and one is just actually a fighter.
Yeah.
He's just a born fighter. He's not an athlete. Probably can't do any other sport. He's just done boxing all his life, and he knows it so well. But Anthony Joshua took to the sport a little bit later, and he's been great. People are criticising him.
Great role model.
Yeah, unbelievable.
And even though in defeat, the way he's conducted himself, and just saying, I don't want to make excuses. I just got beat.
Yeah.
And for younger kids to see that, there's no shame in getting beat. Yeah. If you try your best, it didn't work out, and I think he's leading the way there in helping these young kids how they conduct themselves going forward.
He took it well, and you know what else you got to forget? Ruiz was an Olympian himself. Again, I've just mentioned then, he could easily be 34-0 by now. Do you know, if the Parker decision went his way? He's also an Olympian. He had a great amateur career. It was, do you know, when you start sort of breaking it down, I know hindsight's a great thing, but was it that big of a shock?
No.
Was it that big of a shock?
For me, though, I think it was always a fight that where it was going to be difficult for Joshua, but ultimately you just could see Joshua winning. But most importantly, look what it's done what it's done. It's shaking up the division crazily.
Well, before the fight, Joshua was at number 1. Yeah. Now he's gone down to number 4 in the Ring Magazine heavyweight top 10. Tyson Fury's at the top. Tyson's got an important fight coming up. He shouldn't have any problems there, should he?
No, he should win. He should win well. But as we see with Tyson,
who knows now after what happened last week?
It'd be every bit as big of a shock. If after what's happened weekend, wouldn't it be such a big shock?
Well, it would, because Tom Schwarz, again, because Andy Ruiz wasn't well known to a lot of people, but he boxed for the World Cup before, had pedigree. But Thomas Schwarz really is very unknown, and he's a decent fighter, but Tyson should, and I think he will play with him.
The other thing we've seen with Tyson as well, though, the better the opponent, the better he is. Yeah. So he's not going to have, no matter what, he's not going to have the same fear for Tom Schwarz as what he is for Deontay Wilder, where he put in a fantastic performance. We saw it in the past. The lesser the opponent, Tyson can drop down a level or two, and I think it's really important that he goes out there and he puts in a great performance.
I think what impresses me most about Tyson, though, is he seems to be able to handle any style that's in front of him, whether you're going away from him, whether you're coming at him. He's very, very clever.
He's the master. He just negates what you do. Well, if you're a big puncher, then you've got to come find me. If you've got fast hands, come and find me, pretty much what he does. But his footwork will spin you around, or he'll push you back with a jab if he has to.
Orthodox southpaw.
His ring craft's fantastic.
Yeah, it is. It really is. His awareness of where he is at all times, and his vision, and what he did against Wilder when he was feinting with the feet, and he was double pumping with that front foot. That's hard for guys like us to do.
Yes.
So it takes so much energy, and he did it for 12
rounds. He moves like a much smaller guy.
It's really difficult to do, and he did this so easy, and I think he gets that rhythm where he boxes within himself all the time, so he's full of energy.
Yeah.
And of course, he's got to have the rematch, hasn't he? We've got to see this rematch with Wilder. But you've got to respect this guy. This guy can hit with either hand.
After the win against Brazilian just a few weeks back, oh my God, it was frightening. But at the same time as well, he got buzzed in that himself, so he's shown his vulnerabilities. I mean, obviously, Tyson's shown the vulnerabilities of outboxing. There's no denying Deontay Wilder. I would say out those top 10, technically, he's probably the worst of the top 10.
Which is crazy because he's a bronze medal in the Olympics.
Olympian. No. But there's no denying he's the biggest puncher out those top 10. I think.
And he carries that power.
Yeah,
Because he's a giant of a man in height, but in weight he's small for the heavyweight, for these giant heavyweights. And you tend to think put on more weight. You want him to do that, I think, in service. But the fact is, because he's light, means he has loads of energy. He can move around the ring a lot. But he keeps that power right to the very last round. We've seen in Tyson. He's not dangerous for 5 rounds like a lot of heavyweights, and he runs out of steam. He's dangerous. Even like this Wilder, Fury played with him for almost all the fights. There was a blip in the 9th round, but he dropped him half a shot. To be honest, I don't think he was seriously hurt. Fury gets him, dominates again, and then he puts him down in the last round, where he should be chasing the fighters. It tires you out. And he still had that energy to find that big shot, and that makes him a danger for anyone.
And from a British point of view, it looks quite healthy, doesn't it? And another fighter, number 5, Dillion White. Got to give him lots of respect. This kid can fight. And
he has patience, because he's been waiting for a world title shot, seems like forever, and he deserves his chance now. And he got beat against Joshua, and he got beat, and you didn't really. And to be honest, I didn't see him really getting above domestic European level after that.
Because he's improved.
He's improved,
a lot since then. Oh, massive improvement. And I think, like you said, you could see that night. That night with Anthony Joshua made him. What do I really want from boxing? And the way he's changed his approach to the game is, you've got to respect that.
And sometimes a loss or a hard fight will do that. You have to really realise what you have to do to win. But again, it always seemed to me there was 3. There was like 2 tiers in this division. There was 3, and it was Fury, Wilder, and Joshua, not in that order, of course. And they were the 3 above everyone else. And then there was a big chasing pack. Ruiz wasn't in it, in my mind. I got to be honest.
It
was Dillion White, Ortiz, Parker still. Pulev, who's massively underrated.
Well, I'm just going to say about Pulev at number 10. I mean, that's pretty low ranking, but he is such an underestimated fighter.
Very solid operator. I'd have him higher than that.
See, I wouldn't have Kownacki in it, to be honest, because I think he's physically strong and he can punch, but he takes so many shots to come forward, and I think doing that at that way, as you step up in levels, he would give Joseph Parker a hard fight. Joseph Parker can bang, but he's not the biggest puncher. Povetkin, because he's not a huge heavyweight. When you got someone like Ortiz with good timing, can bang. And then White, Joshua, Ruiz, Wilder, those big shots, and you're taking punches to give one. It don't bode well.
I agree with that. I reckon our boys, the 2 boys we mentioned earlier, Dubois and Gorman, I'd give them every chance against Kownacki, and certainly Joe Joyce as well. And that's what I was saying before. The winner of that fight and Joe Joyce, they're creeping into that top 10. They're creeping into that top 10.
What else we've seen, those domestic rivalries, sort of, status-wise elevated. When they're a big, heavy domestic rivalry, you almost bypass that European level, that Intercontinental, all those titles that give you rankings. At the heavyweight division only, because we're so steeped in quality right now, Britain seems to have the best heavyweights right now. So I think you become that British champion. It's like winning a European title. It puts you right in the top 10. I think the winner I think if Joe beats Brian Jennings, he should be above Kownacki. And I think if the winner of obviously Gorman and Dubois, well, if they don't get it, it will be 11, 10, 11 or 12, or maybe just creep into the top 10.
And just looking lower down the rankings here, Parker and Povetkin, they were names that seemed to be up there at one stage, but now they've drifted a little bit. But they're still credible opponents. Can they get back up there, do you think, or not?
I think Povetkin, he's been a brilliant fighter, great amateur. I do believe now, I don't see him getting back up there.
He'll always be a danger, of course, because he's so physically strong, but he's in the era of giant heavyweights. I know Ruiz has broke the mould a little bit, but Povetkin don't have the same hand speed as Ruiz, especially at this stage of his career. It's been a long time since he won the Olympics. There was 2000 maybe when he won the Olympics, Povetkin. It's been a long time, so he had a long career. Joseph Parker, I think.
2004.
2004, it was Athens, wasn't it?
Joseph Parker has been, I think, not exposed, but I think he's sort of shown. He won a world title, and all kudos to him. But I think he's shown his level where he'd be competitive without really getting over the line again for me.
No, I agree. I think the only thing he's got going for him, if Ruiz come through the rematch, there's that possibility where he might get another big fight because he ought to win over Andy Ruiz. But I tend to agree. I think it'll be tough for those two guys. And obviously the guy above him, you know, Luis Ortiz, no one really knows how old he is. Technically, I believe he's the best of the lot. He's the best of the bunch. But
he's 67 years of age.
Yes, and there's 3 guys there who will also make room for these young heavyweights coming through.
And more importantly, with the Ruiz winning the title now, winning 3 of the main 4 titles, they could just disperse now. Everyone wants the IBF one, they're mandatory. I've seen some pictures of Ruiz now with the WBO and WBA belt around his waist.
Yeah.
Where's the IBF belt gone? No, he's still champion now, but that goes, and all of a sudden the WBO, that goes another route, and then we have that crazy thing where we have 4 champions again, and it just blows it up.